YouTube! What's up, guys? Yes, the ban list is out. Mid-August came really soon, didn't it? I mean, to be real, we are getting more updates, more in line with the Japanese meta in mid-August. However, we do have some updates that are taking effect August 1st. And they do affect our BT9 meta, because August 1st is basically a few days after BT9 comes out. So, first of all, we're going to talk about the hits and what it means, really. And then we're going to talk about what you can do about the decks, yellow and blue hybrid. Are they still viable? I think they are. I really do. Maybe not top tier 1 god tier 0 viable, but like you can definitely still play them. There's been a little bit of testing put in particular to yellow hybrid, because I just hate blue hybrid, if I'm being perfectly honest. And it is definitely super reasonable to assume that these decks could stick around BT9, BT10, whatever. So let me know what you guys think about this video. If you agree or disagree, whatever, let me know in the comments. Also give it a like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell on the smashed potatoes. That way you know when all these amazing Digimon videos go out. Also, friendly reminder, you know, still a whole lot of people are not subbed. We've seen tremendous strides this week, which is really cool. And I appreciate all of you that have clicked the subscribe button. It's been the biggest week for subscribers I've had in a long time. But, you know, if you could keep it up, that would be really great. Because, you know, this content is good stuff. It really is. I'm 100% guaranteed. All right. Effective August 1st, we have Jetsilphymon at 1. And we have Tommy at 1. Jetsilphy, Bandai has said that decks that use this card have dominated the metagame for longer than anticipated, greatly limiting viable decks in yellow. For this reason, we've decided to restrict this card to 1 copy per deck. Yeah, Jetsilphy to 1, guys. I was saying this in square one, before I won regionals, after I won regionals. This card is unfair. This card should go to 1. It just does too much for too little. And sure enough, Bandai heard us. But if there's definitely a definition of Bandai hearing us, read their description of Tommy. This card trashes multiple Digivolution cards from the bottom of Digimon for a low cost, and can prevent Digimon with no Digivolution cards from attacking or blocking each turn. This ultimately limits the gameplay experience and causes frustration. Therefore, we decided to restrict it to 1 copy per deck. I believe this is the second blue card to be hit because of frustration, which is crazy. It was Ice Wall, right? The resulting unenjoyable play patterns outweigh the benefits of this card's effect. Yeah, so basically, because people are upsetty spaghetti with Tommy, Bandai hit Tommy. I'm still a big voucher that Sora and Joe should have been hit, but you know, whatever. Bandai hit Tommy. That's what I started with in my video yesterday. I thought Tommy was going to get the hammer before Sora and Joe did, even though Tommy might not be the best choice. However, on that note, this does affect future metas. Why do I say that? Well, BT9 kind of phases out Tommy if you're playing next antibody deck. You just don't care about Tommy. That's fine. BT10, still see a little bit X antibody, whatever. But who knows? BT11, BT12, or as some people like to say, EX12 even? You know, there might be archetypes that get really screwed by a Tommy and makes it so that they're unplayable or very hard to like play properly. And this could just be a design choice to enable the future possibilities of those decks. Because if Tommy still sticks around and stuns things and strips sources, it could ruin the viability of future decks that like go into towers that don't have X antibody to prevent source strips. So I think in tandem with the reason they gave, I think that's really the reason they hit Tommy as kind of a future-proofing item. But you guys let me know in the comments, let me know what you think. Let's talk about blue hybrid first. What can you do to still play blue hybrid if you want to play blue hybrid? Well, one of the oldest strats in the book is Nemon. Nemon here with the once per turn. When your Digimon with a Tamer card and the Digivolution card is deleted, you can play a Tamer card. Yeah, from your trash for free. It doesn't negate the on-play. So let's hypothetical scenario. You have Nemon on the field. You evolve, I don't know, freaking Korikaku into Tommy, whatever. Okay, you strip something. Great, or sorry, you don't strip anything. You stun something with Korikaku. You swing in the security, stun something else. Oh no, Korikaku died a security check. let's bring back Tommy and cause havoc on something else and repeat the process next turn. That is definitely one way you can do that. I know people are already kind of talking about that. So there you go. That's really one way to do it. If you want to continue the degenerate Tommy strats, maybe not BT9 because of X antibodies, but in the future, this is definitely one way you can do it. Nemon is a really good card. And now Tommy's at 1. It might be even better if you were thinking about Blue Hybrid. Now, the other way you can do Blue Hybrid is what's dubbed as the Lewis the Panda way, and just say, F Tommy, let's play Magna Garurumon Koji Blue Hybrid instead. And to be honest, it does work. So what'll happen now is people will adopt to this version of the deck. And Beowulf, by the way, is still F4. And if you want to play multiple copies of Sorojo, also still F4 if you want to use and abuse that card. So while I think that this still might not see play as much, because we do have other blue decks in the format BT9, right? Like Melga X, Magnamon X, Imperial still. You know, you could see this flying around, and to be honest, I just wouldn't be surprised if you did. So that's all I gotta say for Blue Hybrid. I don't have much to say about it. As I said, I really don't like Blue Hybrid. It's a worse control deck. Like, when I say worse, I mean, I think it's more degenerate than Yellow Hybrid. And I really like yellow cards. So without further ado, let's talk about some yellow hybrids. You guys know, I'm a big fan of my yellow cards. I am a big fan of yellow cards. And while I don't like Yellow Hybrid, because it is a control deck, and I hate control decks, I have a soft spot for this deck. This is one variant you can go with it. Now, again, these are Japanese BT9 deck lists that came first at a tournament, thanks to Digimon meta here. Jetsilphymon at 4. That's okay, not a big deal. Because let's talk about this deck list for a second. This deck list plays something called Tactical Retreat. This is a card that says, place one of your Digimon face down at the top of your security stack. So, what you could do, let's take this deck list for an example first, right? There's 4 Jetsilphys here, right? You drop 1 Jetsilphy, you throw in a 4th Tactical Retreat. Okay. And then you replace the other 2 copies of Jetsilphy with just 2 other good level 5 yellows. Could be this Rise Greymon, could be the red-yellow Rise Greymon, could be whatever other level 5 yellow you think is really good, to be honest. And you can still, like, you may not be convinced to build up the stack into Sakuyamon or Ophanimon. What you can do instead is you can just get the heal, tack retreat it in security, heal it back, and then play a Zoe. You play 4 Zoe, 4 TK now, by the way. And if you weren't doing that already, and you grab the Jetsilphy back, and then you recover 1. So just like that, you are recovering 2 cards straight from the deck in the same sequence of play, basically, just because of Jetsilphy, and you're recycling it. I have now tested this idea. It is doing well into the speculated BT9 format. You know, Alphamon, Melga X, Green. Did a little bit of testing, and it is working. It's working. I don't know what else to tell you. It's working. And it's fine. If you really need to do all the Jetsilphy into one of your megas that you're playing, kind of sucks, but whatever. And you try not to be honest, you just evolve into literally anything else. And that's it. You save your Jetsilphy for your tactical retreats, and then you heal loop with Zoe or TK, grab it as security, and you just rinse repeat. And you play like 2 Susanos instead of 1 here to constantly recycle stuff. And I think you play a higher count of Salamon as an additional way of healing, because you need it now. So that's just one idea, right? That's one way I want to go about it. And this deck is also doing basically the same thing. A little more heavy on the options. This yellow hybrid deck just plays red eggs, to be honest, so that you can abuse Sunrise Buster, Terra Force. But again, same principle here, right? You can cut 1 Jetsilphy for 1 more attack retreat. You can cut 2 more Jetsilphys for probably Red Rise Greymon on this deck, because you're already trying to get red eggs, right? For your Sunrise Buster and Terra Force. And that could be a potentially aggressive way to do things, because, you know, Sunrise Buster is playing you Tamers for free, and Rise Greymon Red would be playing you Tamers for free. I think that's a pretty good strat. Let's go back to this one real quick for a second, though. This is the Rise Greymon, Shine Greymon stuff. You know, viable thanks to BT9. It's not playing tactical retreats, but this deck is less prioritized on healing anyway, and more prioritized on just playing tamers and blowing up shit. That's one way you can do things as well. And if you really, really want to do the thing, then you can go play more TK Zoes, tac retreats for the Jetsilphys and whatever. But you don't need to. I have not tested this idea of Yellow Hybrid, to be honest. I only tested the former idea I mentioned. But I see no reason why this also just doesn't. Like, why wouldn't it work in BT9? And to everyone that says, okay, well, we're talking about Yellow Hybrid, but Kongu exists. Your opponent doesn't always have Kongu. Okay? Okay. So, that's what I'm thinking on that. And one final card I want to talk about real quick. Surprise is Ancient Greymon. This is not really affected by the ban list unless you count Tommy. See, Ancient Greymon now, one of the biggest weaknesses this card had was Tommy. Insecurity. You know, you could just check a Tommy and it could just ruin your day. However, with one Tommy instead of 4 Tommies, this is less likely to happen. So that means that a really good Ancient Greymon package can now come out of nowhere and just destroy your meaning of life. And that would be insane. This could be an option now in future formats that aren't dominated by Tommy. Like, for example, BT10 has the Blue Flare deck. Sure, it has 4 Sora Joes, that's fine, but there's no risk of Tommy anymore. So maybe Ancient Greymon comes out of nowhere and completely just destroys that deck. It's very possible, so keep your eye on Ancient Greymon. And that's it for this video. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Do you agree with my ideas? Do you have any other ideas that you think could be viable in Blue or Yellow Hybrid now that Tommy and Jetsilphy are hit? Let me know in the comment section. Bye!